Hey, welcome back to the PA Universe. I'm glad you made it back. I'm Dale McKinney. I'm the host here at the PA Universe. Today, we've got a great show for you today. Dr. Nicole Mason from Oklahoma. She's the founder and president of the Academy of Doctoral PAs. She'll be here to talk about that, the ADPA, and how the doctorate degree fits in with the PAs, our practice, us in education and administration, all the different things we can do with a doctoral degree. You won't want to miss this. Come on back.
Hey everybody, thanks for coming back. Again, I've got Dr. Nicole Mason here with us. She was here not long ago talking about other things. Today, we're talking about the doctoral programs that are out there for PAs, what the different ones are, why they're important, how they can be utilized, how they can help our profession. So, Dr. Mason, welcome back.
Well, thank you for having me back, Dale.
You bet. I'm glad you could make it. So give me an overview. Tell everybody an overview of the different types of doctoral programs out there and what they mean. Can you do that?
Sure. So for a PA looking to get their doctorate degree, there are several options out there. Certainly in the last couple of years, the most popular doctorate program for a physician assistant is the Doctor of Medical Sciences program. Several current master's level PA schools have started an ad hoc or add-on continuing program where for a certain number of credit hours, length of time, what have you, a PA can finish off the master's degree and earn the doctorate degree. In addition to that, PAs can also get the traditional PhD, which is a philosophy degree, a true research degree. There is also kind of an in-between, which is the Doctor of Health Sciences degree. So it's not a true research degree. It's more of a project research degree. Whereas to compare that to the DMS, there is no, for most of the programs out there, true research project that's done. So you're reviewing, you're researching, but you're not coming up with original research to have it completed.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And then there's always the educational doctorates that are out there, public health doctorates that are out there. There are a lot of different related doctorate degrees that a PA could get if they wanted to move on. There's also, really, if you wanted a doctorate, you could get a doctor of health administration or business management. There are a lot of different options.
Are there a few or even one that you suggest, or is it really just depend on what you're looking to do with your doctorate?
So I would suggest that it really depends on what you're looking to do with your doctorate. Yeah. If whatever you are planning to do, really you just need a doctorate degree. So for a lot of moving on up with the admin in healthcare, you have to have a doctorate. And for many of those, it doesn't matter what doctorate you have. I would say go with the cheapest and easiest and the fastest one to get. But for other folks, if they're going to be doing true research, then you really want to be looking at a PhD. If you're going to be working in project management, then maybe a DHS, Doctor of Health Sciences degree would be more down your alley. Education, it really depends, as I found out, it depends on the university that you go to. So universities typically have different requirements for whether you can have tenure or not. Not all universities have tenure, but for the ones that do, whether you can get tenure or not, it depends on what kind of doctorate you have. So for some colleges, universities, they will only accept you for tenure if you have a PhD. Others would be just fine with the DMS or the DHS. So it would really depend on what program you were wanting to go to, what your professional aspirations are, what direction your career profession is going.
Okay. This is near and dear to my heart because I was just accepted into Southern Illinois University at Carbondale's Doctor of Medical Science program. It starts in June. I'm excited. I'm scared to death, and all the above kind of mixed in. So we'll see. But this is near and dear to my heart. So, so tell me, you founded and are the president of the premier doctoral PA organization here in the United States. Tell me about it. Tell me the right name because I just about screwed it up. So tell me the right name and tell me about it, how it came about, and what you do.
So I am the co-founder of the Academy of Doctoral PAs, which is ADPA for short. We are the only organization that specifically looks to support and lead doctorate level PAs in their professional aspirations. That's not to say that we're not concerned with all PAs, because as you've heard me speak before, for those of you that didn't listen to the first podcast, Dale and I have known each other since our time working in the emergency room many, many, many years ago.
50, 60 years ago. Yeah.
I truly believe all PAs currently have the education and experience with which to have autonomy and independence in practice and have the ability to aspire to anything that they see fit. Furthermore, something that we didn't discuss before was that current PAs, master's level PAs, actually have a doctorate degree. They're just not conferred. So that's an interesting topic that we could talk about if you would like. But the nutshell.
So, hold on. So let me stop there, because I think I know what you're saying, because I listened to one of your podcasts and they talked about this. But you're saying that when you look at what other programs, the hours it takes to get a doctorate degree and the work that they've done, that the PAs are in that range already with their master degree work. Is that what you're saying?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The PAs with a master's degree earn a doctorate but confer a master's. And the reason for that is really quite silly. It's because our PA, that's our accrediting body, we only have one, will only allow a program that confers a master's degree to be accredited. So when we have, buku hours and we go before the academic institutions and ask for a master's degree, they all laugh and say, why don't you want a doctorate? And we say, because we don't, as a profession, feel like we need to have a doctorate, even though we're earning one. And so that's why I say that, our profession is there to support doctorate PAs, but that's not to say that I don't think that all PAs aren't competent and capable on their own, especially given the depth of training and the experience that these folks have that go through it.
Sure. What kind of things does the ADPA do? Give me an idea.
So the ADPA looks at current doctorate PAs and looks to help them in their professional aspirations, as well as a large portion of our efforts are taken into looking at potential PA candidates. So folks like you who are looking at PA schools and looking at doctorate programs, yours is obviously the DMS program through SIU, but looking at doctorate programs and asking, well, which one is right for me? If you go to our website, we have a frequently asked questions page, and on it lists some pretty frequently asked questions about, program costs, which ones are there, which one's right for me, all those very general questions that we see a lot show up on the message boards. In addition to that, we're trying to start to have a round table so that we can get different doctorate program candidates or graduates so that they can meet with potential candidates to help them figure out what program is best for them. Because again, we're here to support our fellow colleagues in whatever decision that they need to make. And that being said, I would also say that you have to look at why you want a doctorate. Not every PA needs a doctorate. And I would say really not every profession, if any at all, really needs a doctorate. Because if you look at the doctorate, it's an academic title. It is not a clinical practice title. All you really need is accreditation. And so when I say that PAs don't need a doctorate to practice clinically. Physicians don't need a doctorate to practice clinically. NPs don't need a doctorate to practice clinically. We just need some kind of accrediting body saying that we have met a certain criteria that they feel makes us capable in order to practice. Now, that being said, because of the depth of experience and training that we go through, we meet the academic criteria necessary for a doctorate degree. And as such, in my opinion, we should confer it.
Yeah, sure. No, I agree. Well, I appreciate what the ADPA is doing. You forgot to mention, because it's, again, how I became familiar with it. You've got podcasts out there too, and some really good podcasts to talk to different PAs that do have their doctorates and how they how they came to desire that, and then once they got it, how it changed them professionally and what they could do, and the doors that it opened. And so those that are listening should go and check out the podcast as well.
Well, thanks, Dale. And those can also be found on the website. It's padoc.org. So if you're interested in finding out how some of our fellow colleagues have gone about their experiences and what they've done with it, and the advice that they would give, you can listen to those podcasts as well.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited about the direction that the PA profession is going with the doctorate. I think it's going to open doors. I'm totally aghast that we don't have more PAs in administration. I think the PA doctorates will open that up for some. I would like to see not just administration in hospitals, but even administration in universities to change some of the way this is happening. And you brought up a good point that I haven't heard talked about. Maybe you have talked about it, but I haven't heard talked about. We need to change the way the ARC is looking at some of this, the ARC PA and the accrediting body. And we need to somehow affect change there, I think.
Yeah, so that's a good point. And I would say in the past year, they've been looking at that. So there was a program out east that tried to start an entry-level doctorate program and was turned down for the very reason that I mentioned. And that's why you see programs like Lynchburg. They have a master's level PA program that you graduate with, and then you can do an additional 9 months at their program to get the doctorate degree. And so the whole reason why they don't just have an entry-level doctorate degree is because of the ARC PA. But I think that there were some significant changes that occurred in the last year, and hopefully within the next couple of years, we'll start to see them change. And not because they need to, but because that's what we've earned.
Yeah, that's what we've already earned. Yeah, I'm excited. Thank you, Dr. Mason, for coming and telling us about the different doctorates, for highlighting the ADPA. I hope everybody that's watching and listening out there will go and check out your website, check out your organization. I think we need to, there's a guy out there that I listened to the other day named Mike Sachs. And Mike made the point that, you know what, if you're in Illinois and Tennessee is trying to enact change, donate to Tennessee, to their PA program. And I would say the same thing. If you're not in a doctorate program, and if you're not already have been conferred a doctorate, there's no reason you can't be talking up the doctorate. You can't be talking up the ADPA, because that is, I think most people agree, that is maybe not all, but it's a big part of where we're headed. And I appreciate you and your organization spearheading that. So I'm excited.
Well, thanks, Dale. And I definitely agree. And I'd like to make a plug for that as well. Especially, we haven't really touched on Florida. That's a big one that has some legislation as well. So Florida, Colorado, Tennessee has a bill coming up as well. And that's all that I know of now, but I'm sure in the next, Wisconsin as well. In the next few months, we'll probably start to see more legislation. Because if you look at states like New York, they've now been over a year without physician supervision.
Yes.
And the question really becomes, why isn't this permanent? Right. I think that question will start to be asked more and more.
Yeah, no, I agree. Well, thank you again. Just like the last one, I hope you'll come back. We'll find some things to talk about because this was fun, and we'll do it again. Thank you.
Okay, bye, Dale.
All right, bye-bye. We'll talk to you later.
Hey, thanks for coming again to the PA Universe today. What a great show we had today with Dr. Mason. Hey, if you would, hit that subscribe button. That way you'll be notified every time we have something new come. Also, check out our Instagram, check out our Facebook presence, our Twitter presence. We're all over the place. Let us know what we can do differently by leaving a comment below, and we'll see you next time. Back to the real world. We're out.